the precedent what a 10 is. I don't know what it is.
So you're telling me that if Vince Carter doesn't do as good as that first dunk, he can't get a 10?
He cannot get a 10.
All right.
Maybe we should have just given Vince an 11 or a 12 on the first dunk.
Steve Francis of the Houston Rockets, who opened up with a 45 on his first stuff.
I predict a 50 right here. I'm going out on a limb. I predict a 50, Kenny.
I like it so far.
Francis. Oh, again! It appeared that the bounce was behind his head, but able to save it and put it home.
He almost overruns the basketball. The ball winds up further behind him than he anticipated. Here he gets going. The ball stays behind. Let me reach back, grab it, and finish.
Whoa.
What do you have for us over there, Ken?
Oh, I got to give him the 10 on that one, ladies and gentlemen, because, like you said, the ball is so far behind him that he actually hits his ankle with the basketball. Watch it hit his ankle. He's going to come back. The jump meet is not 38. It must be wrong, because that has to be over 38.
All right, let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig?
Well, George, you scored low at the beginning, but you've come up now with a 10 for Vince and a 10 now, and this last one for Stevie Francis. What's impressed you?
Well, you know, what impressed me about Stevie Francis is his size and then his creativity for a guy his size. You know, that's pretty difficult to do. That's a 10.
And Rick, what'd you try to give Vince?
Listen, I wanted to give Vince a 12, but you know, he has to understand that he's a lot tougher on him. Hey, I'm a white guy that couldn't jump. I'm impressed with all of this stuff.
All right, now it's gonna.
All right, and here is the second dunk of the night for Vince Carter. And Vince adding to the repertoire. Let's see what the judges have in store.
Well, we've just seen a new out-of-bounds play for the Toronto Raptors.
You know what's so impressive is you see Kevin Garnett, Jason Kidd, Darrell Armstrong, all these guys that can really run and jump. They're in awe of what they're seeing. That is unbelievable.
Vince Carter finishes with a 49, and the reason is Kenny Smith, the only judge not to award a 10. What's
and he's
going
looking
on
at me
there?
because I told you he set the precedent with the first one. That would have been a 10 any other time but today.
You know, I think that Kenny is out of the pages of Eugenia Williams, who was the judge in the Holyfield-Lewis fight, who claimed that she was screened out.
Well, no, Kenny, he set himself up for that. We got Kenny on that one, Mike. We set him up. We knew we couldn't duplicate that in the first round. Now I think Vince has got some more 10s up his sleeve.
This is just the early going. We'll see what he could do. I'm not impressed anymore.
All right, Grant Hill with teammate Jerry Stackhouse, and the pass off the mark.
That's a little body to leap over at the end. If the pass is in the right place, we'll see Stackhouse fly over the top of Grant Hill.
That was delivered on target, but Stackhouse not able to put it down.
And you know what's bad? Catino Mobley right now is really mad at Grant Hill and Stackhouse because that's the one they had saved for Steve Francis in the finals.
That was very good. If it would have gone down, it could have been close. Could have been close. Because Grant Hill is definitely not the passer on that team.
So what you're saying is they made the decision easy for you this time.
And you know what? They had Duke and Carolina working together. I should have given him a 7, even though I can't give him a 7 on that. Just with Duke and Carolina was together on that.
Next up, Ricky Davis of the Charlotte Hornets in his second year out of Iowa. As you see, the 36, Jerry Stackhouse. So, despite the miss, did get some credit.
I think Ricky Davis here has a between the legs, up, throw the ball to himself, catch it, go between his legs, and dunk it.
Do a scouting report early this morning.
I'm just saying, you know, I've seen him do that in warm-ups before games before. I'm just predicting that. He needs one of his better dunks right here.
Ricky Ricky Davis with a 40, his first dunk. Well, went off the high hop to the windmill and not able to connect.
No, the young guy, maybe a little too young, I don't know. But again, I still think that Vince Carter's getting in their head, Mike.
Well, he gets in a bad position. Where the ball winds up landing, I think, is a problem for him as far as location underneath the rim. Now he gets there, and it's like, how do I get it back around far enough to create some space?
I've seen him do that dunk many times. He could do that in his sleep. I think the pressure's getting to him a little bit.
The final count of 32 for Ricky Davis.
Ricky Davis with a point total of 32, gives him a 2-round total.
And after 2 dunks in round number 1, Vince Carter in very good shape. We'll be right back. The NBA's aerial show is back, featuring the next generation as you check out the jump meter, which displays the in-flight trajectory of each player's successful slam dunk. It measures the height each player reaches when dunking. Steve Francis, 40 inches on the jump meter, followed by Steve Francis at 38, and then Ricky Davis, Vince Carter, and Tracy McGrady. And in this third and final dunk of this first round, as we look ahead to the finals, they are actually going through the motions. Our mathematicians have just figured out it is impossible for anyone to catch Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, and Steve Francis. That will be the final 3.
So basically, those 3 players should save their best dunks for the next round. Don't give up anything here that they might lose an advantage going into the next round.
Absolutely, and the toughest judge over there has been George Gervin. So what I say, he's been going 1 point less than everybody else. I say everybody do a finger roll this round. Try to get that 1 point extra.
It is Allen Iverson feeding off to Larry Hughes. The crowd somewhat impressed. It's a tough crowd after what we have seen over the first 2 rounds.
Well, at least Allen passed it.
Let's go to Reggie Theus. Reggie?
All right, guys, I'm over here. You know, these guys over here are filming themselves. They got a show going on. Have you ever seen the dunk like Vince Carter put on the first one?
I must admit, man, I ain't never seen nothing like that. See, well, my counterpart, you ever seen anything like that, man?
I've never seen anything like that. He did the 360 windmill. That was like
Dominique
and Jordan combined.
That was almost a 460. What about Steve Francis?
Steve Francis was nice, too. Like an astronaut tonight, man. But Vince Carter doing stuff like, you know, seeing the earth from the moon type stuff.
So what show you guys got going here?
This is just Chris Webber KG show, you know, bringing it straight, you know, raw dog, you know, uncut, you know, so you might not, you know, want to get up on there.
Some of the things we can't put on air?
No, we got to get, you know, let them know the real version.
All right, so what's McGrady getting ready to do right now? Can he hang with the big boys?
No, he can hang. He can hang. You know, he's doing this thing too, you know, but Stevie Francis and VC, they just doing some crazy. Hold up, I got to take this right here. Hold on.
All right, we'll be back in a little bit to finish this out, guys.
So right here.